While you have been attending this amazing conference, which is dedicated solely to literacy, 60 million girls around the world have not been able to attend school and learn to read and write. They have been gathering wood and water, caring for animals and their siblings, all the while longing for the opportunity to go to school. I could have been and should have been one of those girls, but somehow my destiny was different. The education of girls can change the world. In our country, we take it for granted that both boys and girls have the opportunity to attend school. But sadly, that is not true. Research has shown that when girls get an education and graduate from secondary school, then they go on to send their own children to school and to the doctor. In addition, these women will contribute 90% of their income to their family, while men in developing countries will only contribute about 34% to their families. I was adopted from Peru when I was a baby and returned on a homeland trip when I was 11 years old. I have always been an avid reader, and because of my love of reading, my mother and I hauled 200 books of children's books in Spanish to orphanage that we visited. Shortly before that trip to Peru, I had just finished a reading and research project for my 5th grade class on the life and work of Mother Teresa. One thing that Mother Teresa said was that if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. She was my hero, and her words and work were part of what gave me the courage to come home from that trip and to think that I could start a nonprofit organization to help girls in Peru get an education and be able to dream. I wanted to give choices to girls in Peru, choices that I had been given because of my adoption and my amazing family. I had a fantastic education, warm clothes, a loving family, a wonderful house in Colorado, and because of these blessings, my head was filled with my own dreams for my future and for the world. I wanted to give the girls in Peru a chance to dream as well. Now, 13 years later, the work of Peruvian Hearts is focused on providing opportunities for girls through our education and empowerment program. Through this program, we work to end poverty and gender inequality through the education of young women and by enabling them to become leaders in Peru, one girl at a time. We enable these girls to embrace education, believe in their own power, and dream of a life beyond the conditions into which they were born. I want to talk to you about global literacy and girls' education, but rather than giving you more statistics and research, I want to tell you some stories of these amazing young women who are changing their lives and the lives of their family through education. They wake up each morning and fight for their future by attending school, reading all afternoon and into the evening, and studying as hard as they possibly can, day in and day out. When I first met Maribel, she lived in rural Peru in the hills outside of Cusco. Her mother made chicha, a fermented corn beer similar to what we know as moonshine in the United States, and she sold it in the market near her home. Maribel helped her mother to grow and harvest the corn and make the chicha beer. Selling chicha would have been Maribel's destiny. But one important thing that you need to know about Maribel is that she is incredibly brilliant. She loved to read and she studied by candlelight because her home didn't have electricity. In her last year of secondary school, she became part of the first class of Peruvian Hearts scholars, and her world began to change. With the prospect of an opportunity for a scholarship to university, she began to study for the college entrance exam. She earned a coveted spot in the very competitive National University in Cusco to study accounting. She's now in her 4th year of university and is studying in Lima at one of the best universities in Peru as part of an exchange program. She told me in June that when I was visiting her in Lima, that education had opened her mind in ways that she could never have imagined. She plans to open her own business and give back and provide the same opportunities that she has been given. Maribel is working incredibly hard to change her own life and the life of her family. She has plans to pay for her younger sister to attend school so that she too can dream. There's one more girl I want to tell you about. Her name is Jessica. She is the older sister of Alexandra, one of the girls from the first class of Peruvian Hearts scholars. We didn't know Jessica when Alexandra joined our program. However, Jessica is an amazing young woman. And while Alexandra was busy studying in college, Jessica was at home and studying on her own. Her desire for an education was extraordinary. She knew that if she was to be able to go to college, it could only be to the National University. The obstacle for her was that it was really competitive, and there was only a few spots available, and that they were almost entirely filled with students from middle-class families who had been studying for their entrance exams by going to pre-university academies. Jessica took the test 3 times, and she never got in. On the 4th time, though, she got in. Even then, Jessica still faced a problem. Her parents could not afford to pay for her transportation, her fees, books, and other expenses that she needed to attend college. Having learned about Jessica and her incredible story of perseverance, her character, and the depth of her commitment to education, we decided that she would be the perfect candidate to become one of the Peruvian Hearts scholars. I would like to share an amazing short piece of video that was taken while she realized that she was being given an opportunity to enter into the Peruvian Hearts Scholarship Program and to fulfill her dream for education. In this video, you will see my brother Danny, who is the executive director of Peruvian Hearts, visiting Jessica's home with our program director and some donors. Until this date, Jessica had never received a present, so that alone was really exciting for her. What she didn't know was that inside of the box was an application to become a Peruvian Hearts scholar. Let's watch it together. I think it will give you a deeper understanding of what education really means to a girl who is dreaming of a better life.
So what did you, Danny? Are you filming? Danny, what did you tell her?
I said I heard it's your birthday too, right? And it's not, it was the 1st of May. But I said I forgot my birthday.
Estuve allá trabajando en Lima, sí, me dijo tu hermano. Estuve ayudando a no, pero no, que no. ¿Qué puede ser? Así de todo.
Nerviosa, ¿por qué? Es un regalo.
Gracias, Dani.
Es especial, nunca yo traje así nada. Entonces mereces un poquito. Ya. Nunca crees en la cara.
Lo que está dentro vale más.
So este es una solicitud de incorporación a promesa. Te queremos mucho, Jessica. Y queremos queremos que tú estés parte de este programa.
Global education for girls is a big idea, and sometimes it is hard to wrap our heads around what it really means. Jessica's tears of joy and her family's gratitude clearly show the life-changing possibilities that literacy and education mean in this world. It is not just a slogan, it is not just a big idea, it is something that can and will break the cycle of poverty. The ripple effects of educating one girl go far beyond what we can imagine as we sit here today in this auditorium. Every day that you touch a girl's life with literacy and the hope of succeeding in school, you are helping to change the world. Thank you for this honor on behalf of the girls in Peru and girls all over the world.